Hi, I'm Senior Constable Chris Lapine from the Hawke's Bay Prevention Team, and I'm here today to talk to you about the crime of robbery. Anytime you work with money or anything that can be stolen, there is always a risk that a robbery can occur. In this video, we will show you methods of prevention, survival skills, and what to do immediately after a robbery has occurred to help police catch any offenders. Robberies, like I have said, can and will occur anytime there is money or items of value to an offender. Banks, dairies, service stations are all prime targets. The way to get through a robbery is the same, no matter what situation you're in. The robber's objective is to get in and out as quickly as possible without being apprehended. Your objective is to let them. There are 4 important tips that should be observed. We use the acronym CO-op. 1. Stay calm. 2. Obey instructions. 3. Observe. Remember as much as you can. 4. Preserve the scene. As previously just stated, calmness is the first survival skill. We abdicate calmness for 2 reasons. 1. If you are calm, you're in better control of yourself. 2. Your calmness may have a flow-on effect to the offender and keep them calm at the same time. The second survival skill is obey and cooperate. Do not put anybody else at risk. Listen to what is being said and do not argue. The robber's adrenaline level is abnormally high, and in many cases he is more scared than you. He has had much more time to manufacture his fear. Of utmost importance, do nothing to obstruct him or provoke him, for example appearing defiant. Under no circumstances initiate a conversation with the robber. Remember, he is not stable or rational, he is not a normal human being. Do what you're told. Heroics are out of place in a situation like this and could cost you your life. Our third tip is to observe. While police encourage people to be observant, we do not want anybody to put their life at risk in doing so. Identification sheets are handy to have. Observe and remember as much as you can. Even the smallest details may be important in catching and convicting an offender. Note offender's description: height, weight, what they are wearing, rings, earrings and tattoos. Tattoos in particular are individualised to each offender. These are of great importance to the police. Try and gauge heights from the height markers on the doorways. If you are close enough, concentrate discreetly on distinguishing features: eye colour, hair, scars, marks, tattoos. Every person that is arrested by police has the whereabouts of their tattoos entered in our system. Clothing description is also quite crucial. Any insignia on clothing, e.g. the Nike tick, Adidas stripes. Quite often offenders will wear multiple layers of clothing and discard these shortly after exiting the premises. It is important to note any underclothing if visible. Do not put yourself at risk trying to do this. Try and avoid eye contact. Remember where he goes, what he touches, and any distinctive mannerisms such as limps or accents. Never lie to the robber. Your face will almost certainly give you away and nothing will provoke the robber more. Remember, tell the truth. Never make sudden movements. A robber may react to these and this may cause a firearm to discharge. Our fourth tip is to preserve the scene. Phone police as soon as it is safe to do so. Dial 111 and keep the line open. The premises needs to be locked and secured. By locking the doors, this will prevent people from coming inside and contaminating the scene. It will also ensure witnesses do not leave. The staff member who goes to the exit may see the direction the offenders have taken. This is important for police going to the scene. Hopefully the staff member going to the exit may also be able to see the offender's mode of transport. If it is a vehicle, they may be able to record the vehicle's make, model, colour and registration plate. If the staff member locking the front door can obtain this information, it can be passed directly to our police communication centre or the first officer to arrive at the scene. This may help us apprehend the offender before they can get too far from the premises. Voice communication to police is more important than any other means. It leaves no doubt that a real robbery has occurred. It is important to stay calm and correct with any information passed to the police. It is important to get your correct street address, including the city you are in. Police strongly advise against the use of raid or duress alarms during a robbery, as this may put the staff member at risk. It may also put other staff members and customers at risk while doing so. In order for police to catch and subsequently convict the offender, the scene of the crime is of great importance. It should not be contaminated. Even a tiny fibre can help convict an offender. Similarly, anything dropped by the offender can be valuable evidence. DNA can be collected from many things such as sunglasses, beanies or clothing items. Any evidence must not be moved. Put something over top of it so it cannot be lost or trodden on. Leave it in its original position. This will increase the chance of the offender being caught. Modern police techniques and equipment means the odds are stacked against them. The police will want you to give a statement. They may ask you to return to the police station. It is quieter, more private, and you may be able to identify the offender from a photograph. As previously stated, ID forms are to be used as soon after the robbery as you can manage. The longer you leave it before writing information down, the greater the chance of you losing the information permanently. Use the bullet points to jog your memory and do not discuss what you've seen with other witnesses. We all observe things differently, and that in itself is fine. If a robbery does occur at your premises, what should you do? Co-op. Calm, obey, observe and preserve. There are things you can do to minimise the risk of a robbery happening to you. To reduce the risk of becoming a victim, you must increase the risk to the offender. You must also be aware that despite the technology that exists today, you and your staff can often be the best deterrents to a robbery. The knowledge you have, how you put it into practice, your attitude and demeanour within your workplace all go a long way to deterring an offender. Before the offender decides to rob you, he weighs up the risk of success or the risk of getting caught. We have two trains of thoughts in relation to our robbery offenders. Firstly, the professional. He has planned the job. He knows what he's doing. He has scoped the premises out and he knows how he is going to do the job. He has also possibly stolen a car a couple of days prior to the job. Part of the offender's preparation could be entering your store in days prior to the offence. This would be to establish any CCTV cameras in your store. The amateur, on the other hand, is excited, nervous and has no logical plan. He is not prepared if things go wrong and he may panic and hurt people. It is simple for the robber. If the risk factor is low, the chances are you could be robbed. If the risk factor is high, the robber may abandon thoughts of robbing you and consider robbing somebody else. This is particularly true when it comes to the amateur. If you and your staff appear alert, vigilant, efficient and well organised, the robber must conclude that you've taken precautions against the theft and the robber. You must note anything suspicious at all times. This may include people loitering in or outside your premises and people hanging around looking at your CCTV cameras. Also note suspicious vehicles, descriptions and registrations. It is a fact that many offenders use their own vehicles in preparation and stolen cars for the actual offence. Utilise tools such as CCTV. Make sure your systems are maintained regularly and upgraded to high definition or ultra high definition, 4K. These are invaluable for police and if installed by a professional can be vital to any investigation and subsequent prosecution. Sit down with your staff and develop a set of procedures for what you should do if something happens at your store. Think, what should you do? Lastly, your life and personal safety is more important than money or property. On behalf of our Hawke's Bay Prevention team, stay safe and vigilant.